Welcome to the Business Behind the Scene podcast with Francesca Moi, where we talk all about real business problems, real solutions, and getting actual results in your business. Hello, and welcome to episode number 110 of this Business Behind the Scene. Now, well, what a beginning of 2022 has it been. If you guys have been listening to my podcast or you have been following me on my social media, you would know that I went to Italy to surprise my family. It was an incredible surprise. It was very emotional. It was a surprise. I actually managed to surprise my family, which is really like a miracle, and it was great. And as every family, there is moments of not as much gratitude as we wish there would be. And they say if you think you're enlightened, just go and spend some time with your family and you will know. And I blame being single. Now I'm gonna tell you, I usually say don't blame, but I'm gonna blame that, because every time I go to Italy to visit the family, when I'm in a partnership, my family treat me like a woman. When I'm there and I'm single, my family treat me like a baby, and it never ends up well. So I'm not going to go into details, but it was very challenging. It was very difficult, and I tried my best to, let things flow, and it was very, very challenging. And here we go, me giving a shout out to all of you beautiful beings that have a challenging family. I think it's all of us, isn't it? From the outside, it looks perfect. From the outside, it looks like, oh my gosh, look at this happy family. Look at these photos on social media. Look at these moments of happiness when they see each other. And next minute, oh my goodness. So yeah, it's I want to take that as a really good step for me to look deep into the work that I've done in the last few years and make a decision on what type of woman I want to be. And I have to say, I'm very proud of the way I dealt with the situation. I have decided to remove myself from any drama, and I have put some boundaries in place, which I never, ever was able to do that in the past. I used to be right in the middle of the drama. I used to be the one leading the drama. I used to be the one trying to make peace and trying to have everybody happy and pretending that everything was okay just to be a photo-proof happy family. And I'm not pretending anymore, and I am very proud of that. It was still hurtful. Doesn't mean that we may put boundaries and we stand up for ourselves and it doesn't hurt. It still hurt. And while all of that was happening, Australia was starting to go crazy. As you guys know, all these COVID cases. And I'm like, last thing I need right now is to be not able to go back to Australia, which is my home. So I decided to fly early, and I came back here, and the quarantine was in place. So I had to be quarantined for 14 days. I went to do my COVID test, and I was 100% sure that it was going to be negative because I didn't have any symptoms, and it was positive. So I have COVID, I'm in quarantine, I have to quarantine for 14 days regardless, and no symptoms. I'm just very tired. I've been very tired the last week, and probably because of the emotional drainage that was happening in Italy, and probably because of, the jet lag. So a few components there, but it hasn't been easy, It hasn't been easy being in quarantine by myself in the office. I couldn't quarantine in my home because it's an apartment, so I had to quarantine in my office, which is a house, and nobody obviously is coming to the office while I'm quarantining. And Ollie and I are here, and it's been very, very challenging and very interesting. But I'm here today. Yesterday I started working again, and today is the day that I've got lots of recordings, and I'm going to make the most out of this quarantine, and I'm going to make the most out of being able to work while I'm here. I spent a week without doing anything, and now I'm gonna spend a week working, which is really good. So anyway, today this podcast is not about me and my trip to Italy, but it's also a reminder that everything that you see on social media is not always the whole truth. Not many people have the courage to share what's really deep happening in behind the scene. I do. I am quite open, and I want to share with people that yes, there was a moment of happiness, there was a moment of grace, there was a moment of reunion, and it was beautiful and it was magical, and it only lasted about 2.5 days. and then the true colors came out, and then the drama, the things came out. So it's and obviously I'm part of it, and obviously there's part of I contributed to the drama for sure, some sort of ways, but I'm also very happy and proud of how I've removed myself from it very quickly and put boundaries in place. So I have to say, if this happened a few years ago, it would have been 10 times more of a disaster. Instead, it was actually the best case scenario for me. So yeah, whatever you look on social media, just remember that is always, nobody's perfect. I was chatting with a friend of mine the other day, and I was saying, it's really hard to go through all of this by myself. And sometimes I look at couples and wondering, it's so much easier when you have someone on your side, when you have someone next to you. And it's not always like that, because when you do have someone next to you, sometimes you blame them for not being next to you the way that you want them to be next to you, or you still feel lonely. And they say it's actually worse to feel lonely when you are in a relationship than feel lonely when you're alone. Who knows? The truth is, we all have our challenges. It's always 50-50. It's always easy for some things, it's always hard for other things, and we just have to remember that this is the ride of life. This is the journey that we have decided to take, and this is the journey we are in. And we can choose to win and whine, and we can choose to just enjoy the ride, and also with the ups and downs. And sometimes I don't enjoy the ride, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I hate the ride, and sometimes I do want to blame the ride, and sometimes I want to feel sorry for myself, and that's okay to do that too. So just a reminder with that. And today, what I was going to talk about today is actually a little bit of my the story of my business, because again, people look at me now and they look at this $1 million business and they go, oh, it's easy for Francesca, she's got $1 million business, and everything goes easy to her. Oh no, it's not like that. It's not like that. It's never been easy, and I don't want to say it's never going to be easy, because geez, I really don't want to sound like that. I don't want to bring that into me, but honestly, yeah, it's not going to be that easy, because it's like always, like everything, it's 50-50. If you get into a relationship, it's going to be 50 hard and 50 easy. And if you are single, it's going to be 50% hard and 50% easy. And if you start a business, it's going to be the same. If you get a job, it's going to be the same. So the question is, why would you want to start a business? And when I go back to Francesca, when she first started a business, the first 9 months, I didn't take it seriously. I was playing business. I was going out to networking events. I was meeting lots of people. I was pretty much, without knowing, I was building a foundation of this network, but I didn't know. I was just like full of life, and I was enjoying going out and being out and about. I just loved it. That's all the truth was. But I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know why I was doing it. I didn't have a strategy as such in place. I was just like rolling with everything. And what happened is that I just had, I think that what I did is that I just had trust, and I just kept putting one step in front of the other, and I started to choose to show up no matter what. And there were days that I was in tears and I was afraid that I didn't know what was going to happen. There were days that I thought I was going to have to go back to a job. There were days that I thought I was never going to make it. There was days that I thought my reputation was gone forever. There was days that I thought I was going to have to end up in court. There was days that I thought I was going to get in jail. And not that I was doing anything wrong, not that I was doing anything illegal, is that the not knowing what was happening, the ignorance behind running a business. There was moments of fear of going like, oh my gosh, am I doing the right thing? Is this right? It's not right. And thank goodness I always did. I always had the doubt early enough that I checked with legals and with accountants. I'm like, okay, this is okay. I can do this. I can do that. Or and you know, you listen to this, you go, what were you doing? I'm like, nothing. It was just like the most simple thing that I would have a client complaining about my coaching, and I would just call my lawyer going, oh my God, they're saying that I ruined their life. What happened? And it's like, no, that's people. People have drama. People will say that, and they don't mean it. It's not the truth. And I had, oh my gosh, I had this one time, this client that loved everything. I loved the community, loved everything. And then all of a sudden his ex thought that we had an affair, which was absolutely like, no way, no chance I would have an affair. First of all, with a client, but anyway, not with him for sure. And the ex-wife, because he was divorcing her and she thought it was my fault. So she hacked his social media, and true story, and she started to take all the screenshot of him and I talking and all this proof that I was a SLUT and I was not a professional, and I was a marriage breaker, and I was a scam, and I was taking people's money and then I was going to sleep with them. I was like, what is going on? And it was all over my social media. It was on my Google reviews. And I thought it was him, because I was like, wait a minute, like this guy is going crazy. I didn't do any of this. This is not happening. We didn't sleep together. What is going on? I didn't even go on dinner with him. Like, it was just every time I saw him, there were people around. What's going on? And I was so confused, and I thought, my business is the end of this, and I don't know what's going to happen. And then he started messaging me saying, oh my gosh, my wife just got hacked everything. She's finding out. I'm like, finding out what though? Like, so it was still her with his phone trying to get a confession from me. And I was like, are you okay? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm your coach and nothing is happening here. What's happening? So anyway, it was her that hacked on his phone as well, trying to get a confession out of me, pretending that she was him talking about her. Anyway, it was like drama. It was like next level drama, and I ended up blocking all of them. I ended up, letting him go off my academy and say, like, you deal with this drama. And anyway, long story short, he was at the end, he was sort of like scared of her, so he was trying to say that it was true, and I was like, oh my God. So there was a lot of different moments in the beginning of my business that I was like, what am I doing in here? There were lots of moments that I was wondering if I was ever gonna be okay, if the business was ever going to get easier. There were moments that I got betrayed by staff members. I've got moments that I've got people stealing from me. I've got moments that I've got, all of this stuff. But I also got moments of people saying that I'll change your life forever. And I've also got moments of people saying that they met their best friends inside of the community. And I've also got moments of people, lining up to take a photo with me. And I also got moments of people really changing their personality. I was watching a video of one of my clients the other day, and I was like, wow, the transformation that this woman went through with working with us, that's because she chose to do the steps, right? So this is an academy where I do offer a space where people can choose to walk it or can choose to sit on the sideline and blame that it didn't work, and that's okay. That's the journey. And I had to learn throughout this process on how to remove myself from taking the responsibility of their success, of the non-success. Regardless, it's not me. I'm not the person that give them success. They are the people that are working through and following the path to success if they choose to do so. So I had to do a lot of work on the attachment to the success, because I used to be like, oh my gosh, I did that for them. I created a success. And now they're not even grateful. And now there was moments that I used to feel like that, which is not very good as a coach. And there were moments that I was the other way. I was feeling guilty for the people that didn't have the success. So I had to learn how to dissociate myself from the success or non-success, because it's not about me. It's all about their journey. It's all about their path. All I'm doing is I'm providing a platform where they can choose to walk it. And everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own journey. It doesn't mean anything. It's not about me. And it was so huge for me to learn all of that. So it was so huge for me to become the type of coach that didn't take ownership of their success and didn't take, it's all about me. It was not easy. It was not something that just came. It was a lot of work, because my ego, when the moment that I dissociated myself from the success, and the moment that I also felt like, oh my gosh, I'm not passionate about this anymore. And I've just realized that everything that I created was around my ego, around my self pleasure. Like I was like, I get pleasure out of making people successful. So I was like, the moment that I dissociate, it's not about me. It's not about me. I'm not making them successful. They are. I was like, so what's the point? And I was like, holy guacamole, I created a business in ego, and without ego, I'm not having fun. And so I had to learn how to be passionate about the business without taking that responsibility. And it was a whole new journey. It was a whole new process, and it wasn't easy again, because when I leverage on ego, there was that drive, and when I let go of ego, there was a bit of like flat. I was like, this is flat. It's like when you dating someone that is a troublemaker and when you're dating someone that is a good man. Right? I mean, I think you know what I mean. When you date someone that's a troublemaker, there's a drama, there's a passion, there's a I'm in it, I'm out, I'm not, I'm in, I'm not, I'm in, I'm not, and that's hurts, but it's also exciting when it's good. And when you date someone that is not, then our brain usually doesn't like it. And if you hear me, like, I think you get it. If you are someone that is secure, you're gonna be like, what is she talking about? If you're anxious or avoidant, you know what I mean. Like that game of like, yes, I'm in, I'm out. And the same is in business. We need to learn how to be secure. We need to learn how to be a rock for our clients, for our followers, without taking that, it's all about me. And the other day I got a message from someone saying, Francesca, I've been watching you following you for a long time, and you inspire me to start this group, and I'm so thankful. And I didn't even know who this person was, and I never heard of her, and she's never come to one of my workshops just for following me on my social media, which is so amazing, right? That you can just inspire people to do things like that without even ever had a contact with them, which is beautiful. So my learnings out of the business, I just believe the business is a spiritual journey. So who I am today is because of the business. Who I am today is because of the ups and downs that I went through. Who I am today is literally a result of all the things that happened. And especially, I mean, there's been 7 years, and I have to say the last 2 years has been the hardest one, like 1,000,000%. And the reason why is because it's like if everything was taking off. Like I had build this business and it was working, and then everything is gone. Like, okay, no more. Now you gotta find another way to do business. And I was like, no. So I've got dreams and I've got ideas of starting other type of businesses, and I do have the resources, and I think 2022 is gonna be the evolution where we're gonna elevate the business. We're gonna find other ways to have income, and we're gonna be able to start different companies and not just rely on one way to have a business, which is what I always wanted to do. But I also believe that you can't do that at the beginning. You gotta set one business for success and have that properly, and then you can also choose to do other little things on the sides, which is what I'm going to be doing this 2022. So if you are starting your business and you're sort of looking around and like wondering how people have done it, first and foremost, I think that you got to choose what type of business you want. And I always said I want $1 million business, and I reached the $1 million business, and to be honest, the profit from $1 million business and the business that was 500,000 is not much different, right? It's a similar profit. So the question is why? Why do you want to have $1 million business with $1 million problems and not have a $500,000 business with a $500,000 problems? Which obviously, the bigger the business, the bigger the problems. And I'm really sitting in it right now, wondering what is the point of all of this, and why do I want to keep the business at $1 million or over? What is the benefit? How is that impacting people? How many lives I can change? And is that what I want? So I am in a phase of where my life is a different place and who I am is different. Like I now am someone that I'm looking for a partner. I'm looking to start my own family. I don't have that many years left to be able to do that. So I want to look into my business and see how can the business fit in my life, and not how my life can fit in my business, because that's how I lived until now. I had the business and everything was around the business. And now I want to make it different. Now I want to focus on me and how can the business sit around me, of what I want to do, how I want to show up in this world. So the reason why I'm sharing all of this with you, because I want you to see the phases, right? There was a phase when the business was born that it was the priority. I had to be the priority to be able to grow it. And then when the business then was a adult, then now I can choose what the type of relationship I want to have with this business, and how I want to show up as a owner of the business, and how I want the business to behave. And I can do all of that right now. But when the business was a toddler, I had to just give up me pretty much to grow the business. So the question to you is, are you willing to put your business first? Are you willing to do that? And a lot of people talk about balance, and I don't believe the balance is going to happen the first couple of years in business. The balance is going to happen once the business is flowing and the business is grown and is mature and it's got some really good foundation. So whatever you are, just plan, think, have a goal, have a decision, make a decision, and think about realistically how is that going to happen, and then go full speed ahead, and then reassess in a year time. Don't reassess every day, every month, every second. Just keep moving forward and go for your goals, because that's the way that you're going to achieve it. So my friends, I hope that was a valuable episode for all of you. Happy 2022. Go and kick some goals. If you are listening to this in time, we have an amazing virtual summit where we're going to go through how to plan 2022. So I really look forward to help you setting up some goals and some planning 2022 for yourself and your business. So if you haven't registered, go ahead and message me on my social media, and you can come along to the virtual summit for January 19th, 2022. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye. Hey, if you enjoy listening to this podcast, then you have to come to check out our Facebook group, Workshop Secrets for Coaches. It's a community of over 9,500 coaches that are ready to boom their business by running workshops. They are stuck in one-on-one coaching and they're ready to start to go one-to-many. So if you are one of those coaches, then you have to join us. I look forward to see you there. And hey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave me a review to win a ticket to one of my workshops. I look forward to see you there.